What's up guys, Readiness Reviews here again. We're going to be looking at another ration today. This will be my very first experience with any Canadian rations. This is a IMP, supper menu, number 2, smothered chicken, and I believe that this is from 2011. This has a little bit of age on it. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce any of the French stuff because I don't have those capabilities. It's possible to have an entree substituted by another one. That sure is nice of the Canadian military to give their soldiers that option. And this is a military ration, not for resale. I love the packaging of these. Just seems sort of like a bagged lunch sort of deal. It's in this brown paper sack. I don't know, it's really quaint, I suppose. It's a pretty cool way to package it. I don't know that this is as durable as an MRE bag is. Speaking of the bag, I want to preserve this the best I can. This is my first IMP. I want to keep this on my trophy shelf, and so I have to devise a way to get into this without damaging the wrapper as much as possible. Now, I asked around the ration community, and Smitty, who is an awesome ration reviewer, I'll link him below, who is in fact Canadian, suggested that I open it from the bottom, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. Smitty's also the master at opening rations in general, so check out his videos if you want to see some inventive ration opening techniques. Of course, I'm opening a Canadian meal. I can't do that without my Canadian belt knife. Alright, so I got to this point without too much trouble. I think that's going to close back up and look pretty nice. Of course, people are not going to be looking at the bottom of it anyway. So I think that was a good call by Smitty. Alright, so there's the contents of the inside there. This brown paper bag is actually lined with foil, so that will improve the shelf stability of it, as well as give it a little bit of extra protection from ripping and stuff. Let's see what we have in here. Alright, so this looks like our entree right on top. Smothered chicken. It's a product of the USA. It was actually packaged by Warneck in Cincinnati, Ohio. It has a giant ingredients list, just like all MRE products do that are from the US, and it looks like the one full pouch there is 340 calories, and it's in both French and English, as you would expect from something that is Canadian. It has a Department of Agriculture stamp on it. I think the Canadians use a 5-digit date code, so this looks like the 202nd day of 2010. Oh, I've never seen this before. From Wings Food Products, Toronto, Canada, we have jalapeno sauce. Awesome. Got a toothpick. This is bread or pain. Do not eat the desiccant pack. Do not eat it. And this says the bread can be heated by placing it into hot water. It can also be toasted. This is one Canadian item that I'm so glad that was actually in here. I got this old school bread instead of the pain burger. I do want to try a pain burger at some point, but I definitely wanted to try the old bread because people say that it is actually really nice. There's a little date code on that, the 243rd day of 2010. This looks like this is an end of 2010 package, and this one was actually packaged in Canada for a change, in Montreal. That same Wings Food Products in Toronto packaged as raspberry jam, 19.5 grams. This is pretty cool. So it looks like we have some hot apple cider, old style mix, caffeine free. Got a little pepper pack, peanut butter, 20 grams, also packaged by Wings in Toronto. Instant dressing mix. I don't actually know what this is. I don't recall having ever seen this in a review before. You add boiling water to the dotted line and mix well, close the pouch, let stand 5 to 10 minutes. If they're calling it a dressing, it feels sort of like a stuffing. So I'm guessing that's what this is. It's sort of like a stovetop stuffing kind of thing. We have a lemon sports drink or citron sports drink, product of Canada. 215th day of 2010 date on that one. There's a nice label on this that it contains MSG. That is going to be a Lipton soup mix, vegetable beef, and that's actually packaged in Canada. We have one of these awesome Canadian hot beverage bags with the nice gusseted bottoms, and they do feel really high quality. I almost don't want to use this. It feels so nice, I just want to hold on to it. Got a long-handled IMP spoon, one of these Canadian blankets, rather large, not so soft napkin, instant coffee type 1. We got some Dad's brands oatmeal cookies or biscuits, a 40-gram pack of those. If anything in this meal is bad, it'll probably be these, because these are in just a regular retail package, and this has been sitting around at this point for 9+ years. I can actually sort of smell these through the pack, and they do smell kind of rancidy. I'm hoping these are good, but we'll be finding out. Applesauce. This is also the Warneck Company. 120 calories. The ingredients list on that isn't quite so long. We have our coffee and or tea whitener. 100 grains of sugar. Okay. Another 100 grain sugar pack. A moist towelette. A little spearmint candy. Pack of gum that looks like US MRE gum. them. A little salt packet. We got a white pack of matches with no markings on it really, except for that it is a product of the USA. And there's a little leaflet of some type of paper in here. Let's see what this is. This is a questionnaire to see how you like the meal, and it has a entry for a drawing of some sort, I believe. Well, let's get the main on to boil, and we'll get everything else out onto our tray. We'll start trying this stuff. I'm super excited. There really is a tremendous amount of stuff in this ration. There's so much that you need to add water to, though. It's going to take a lot of preparation to get all this done. The Canadian military really goes above and beyond on giving you options for add-ons, amenities, salt and pepper, hot sauce. They even give you a toothpick, and they're really taking care of you. Let's go ahead and get it started off by making our coffee. As you can probably tell, I actually had to pull the camera back farther than I normally would have it, just because there was too much stuff to fit in frame. Let's take a look at this instant coffee. Canadian Type 1. It looks sort of like a spray dry coffee. Let's check this out in our glass. It's a fine powder. It looks like a spray dry coffee. Smells like standard instant coffee though. Nothing too different with that. Put our whitener in there. The whitener is still nice and white. That looks nice and fresh. Smells perfectly fine. Put that in our glass. We'll do a full 100 grains of sugar. I preheated a lot of water for this. It looks like we have about 500 mils of hot water here. I'm only going to put about 6 ounces in here though. That water is super hot. We'll use our long-handled Canadian spoon to give this a quick stir. We also have hot apple cider. This is way more my jam than coffee is. Let's see if it tells us how much water to use on this one. It actually doesn't say, so I guess we just eyeball it. It just says add a hot water. That's it. Now the amount of powder that's in here, I figure it'd be about 8 ounces or so. It's actually very white. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more of a dark powder tea looking powder almost. It smells a little bit of apple, not too much. We'll use another one of our stem glasses for this. This one is pre-sweetened. The first ingredient on it is sugar. And we'll add some water to that until it looks right. Actually, it looks like apple cider now. Stir this up right fast. That dissolved completely and looks really nice. And I can definitely smell it now too. It smells like a nice spice cider. You can definitely tell that it has sort of a fall-y type spice smell going on to it. And we're not done with hot things yet. We also have a cup of soup to do. This one calls for 175 mils of water. As you look at it there in the pack, it has some noodles and some little bits of beef chunks, it looks like, and some little vegetables. And that still smells fine. Doesn't have any rancidity or anything to it. There's not very much in there, but you don't need very much because there's already so much stuff in the rest of this meal. And that's about right. We're just going to let this sit to let that reconstitute a little bit. I almost forgot to use our beverage bag. It's not going to be a hot beverage bag since we've already done all the hot beverages. I do still have my lemon citron mix, and that's what we're going to do in the beverage bag. There's a very white powder in this. It smells a lot like those little lemonade drink packs that you get in the US MRE sometimes. There's the powder in the bag. This calls for 250 mils. There's a line on this for fruit beverages, so I guess that's going to be our fill line. There was so much powder in this, it seems like it would have made a lot more drink than this. Maybe it's going to be really strong. We'll see. Now this hot beverage bag does stand up on its own because the pack is gusseted. I didn't make very much, but I suppose you have so many other drinks you don't really need very much either. I actually underestimated the amount of hot water I was going to need because I still haven't made my dressing yet, so I'm going to have to get a little bit more hot water and we'll be right back. There really is a lot of stuff in this meal that you have to prepare. You would have to have some serious downtime if you were a soldier and you wanted to consume all this as a single meal. This is definitely designed to be used throughout the day between meals, especially a lot of these drinks. So we'll do our dressing mix. It says this one needs 5 or 10 minutes to actually reconstitute, so we'll get it going. Maybe I should have did it first. It is just like some bread crumbles in there. It looks basically like a stovetop stuffing. And that's what it smells like too. You can definitely smell some spices in there. I love stovetop stuffing actually, so I'll be into this for sure. It has a convenient little fill line on it. Pour some water in that. We got our water in there up to the fill line, and we'll actually fold this over. We'll give it a little shake. Let that sit there and rehydrate. Before we get into anything else, let's try some of this coffee before it starts cooling off too much. So there it is. It should be pretty strong. I don't think I've mixed with quite as much water as would be recommended. That's actually really nice. Wow. I like that a lot better than Coffee Instant Type 3. And I've almost killed almost the whole glass. It's hard to describe because I don't have the experience with coffee to be able to explain exactly what I'm getting, but it has almost no bitterness, maybe just a little bit on the back end. And it seems to have quite a bit of acidity, but in a really good way. It's very smooth. It doesn't taste overly burnt or like a really dark roast. My best description would be that it has a high acidity level. Must not have been too bad because I just drank the whole thing. Let's take a look at this pane. I did heat this up just a little bit. It's pretty much come back down to room temperature at this point though. It looks really nice. It actually smells like real bread. It has like a texture of real bread. I'm gonna see if I can cut this in half because I'm gonna use some with my main and some for the peanut butter and jelly. Canadian belt knife did quick work of that. There's the inside. Just from smell alone, this seems far superior to wheat snack bread. While we're messing with bread, we'll go ahead and look at our jams and jellies. So this is going to be raspberry jam. Usually, I really like raspberry jam. I want to try a little bit of this by itself. Looks like it does have a couple seeds in there. Oh yeah, that's excellent. Very fruity. Nice. We'll put that jam on our bread here. Spread that out right fast. We need this peanut butter right quick. It does feel a little bit separated. And we'll try this by itself as well, just to make sure it's good before it ruins my jam. And it looks perfect. And it tastes perfect. Wow, that's really good. I think that's better in flavor than a US MRE peanut butter. It's extremely creamy. It just has a nice, high-quality flavor to it. This should be a really nice open-faced peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And we'll set that aside. Let's get a taste of our cup of soup before it gets cold. Give it a quick stir. Still smells fine, even though it's rehydrated. It does have some age on it, but I think everything's good. I can see it has some pea in it, maybe a little carrot. That's really good. Not really overpowered with any flavor. You can taste the vegetables in it. It does have a nice beef stock flavor. If it was a real cold night or something up in the Canadian wilderness, this would actually be really nice. We have so much stuff to go through, it's hard to figure out what I want to do next. I guess we'll take a look at the main. And that is a Warnet Company pack there. It started leaking a little juice when I started opening it up. It's a very yellow colored sauce. Wow, that looks really nice in there. It's very soupy though. Smells really good. I'm not picking up on any actual predominant smells that it's giving off. It just smells really nice. It's a nice, like, real chicken breast in there too. Pretty surprising. There's so much juice in here, I hope we don't overfill our compartment. Look at that. That is beautiful. We can see that it has some red pepper and what looks like some parsley flakes, onion, mushroom. There's a lot of oil in it. It's building up around the edges. It looks very nice and home cooked though. The chicken's a little weird. It has sort of a texture to it where it's been like mechanically tenderized or something. Not really. Maybe what it was cooked on. Maybe it was cooked on like a sheet tray that has like some textured bottom or something. Let's check on our stuffing right fast. That seems to be pretty well rehydrated, so we'll go ahead and get this onto our tray as well. It's not the largest portion ever, but that looks and smells very nice. This meal's really coming together. This might be the best meal that I've had in a ration. I don't really quite know. Since we're in the process of getting everything onto the tray, I'm going to take a look at this applesauce too. I wasn't sure if this was going to have apple pieces in it or not, even though it was called applesauce, but this is just straight up applesauce, it feels like. It's very liquidy in there. Yep, just straight up applesauce. Smells really nice and fresh. I don't eat very much applesauce, but I do like it. I do have one complaint. As a delivery method, I don't think that this sort of retort pouch is the best for applesauce. I think like the Zapplesauce package is better. It has a little easy feed spout on it. We made a little bit of a mess, so we'll use our blanket to clean some of this up. This meal really is coming together. Look at this spread. This looks excellent. All right, the last thing to take a look at is these Dad's oatmeal cookies or biscuits. Something in here was stinking, and I think this is what it was. I think these are old, but we'll check them right fast. So they give us 4 of those, and they are permeating the air with an old rancidy smell. They look fine. They do not smell fine. The best way to describe what these smell like is if you've ever had like old peanuts or something. That's the kind of smell these have. Just a straight like rancid oil smell. Ugh. Alright, I'll try it anyway. We'll see what it tastes like. It's still nice and crunchy, but oh god, ugh, those are horrid. Ugh. That's the oldest tasting thing that I've had in any ration so far. Those are absolutely not fit to eat at all. Let's get one more taste to see if I can sort of describe it a little better. That's just awful. It's not food anymore, plain and simple. It doesn't taste like oatmeal at all. All it tasted like is old, rancid oils. That's really disgusting and nasty. Ugh. All right, so I gotta get some of that flavor out of my mouth. We're gonna try some of our spiced apple cider right quick. I actually am feeling some numbness on my tongue. I didn't think I was going to, but I'm definitely feeling it on the sides. The sides and the back of my tongue are feeling very numb, and my mouth is salivating a lot. Let's see if we can wash some of that down. I like that apple cider a lot. That's really good. It definitely removed that disgusting flavor of those oatmeal biscuits out of my mouth. Has a nice, subdued, real apple taste. It doesn't taste like artificial apple, which I absolutely despise. You can taste the spices in it. It tastes like fall time to me is what that tastes like. Between that and the cup of noodles, you can definitely tell that this is designed for, you know, a hardy, outdoorsman, Canadian type person. Well, let's try some of this main. It's looking pretty good. I want to just try the sauce first, see if I can get an idea of what's going on with it. It's starting to get sort of a film on the top where it's coagulating and it's very runny. See if we can get it up close enough to the camera without it dropping anywhere. There's a nice look at it. It's got a pretty high salt level to it. It's very tasty though. That really is outstanding. That's awesome. Besides being a little bit runny for my taste, it's sort of a milky consistency to it. It tastes home cooked. It doesn't taste very canned. It doesn't taste of preservatives. So let's try some of the chicken, see how it held up. Yeah, I think those striations in this are mechanical tenderization to make it easier to break up with a spoon since they know that you might not have a knife. It's got the texture of like a canned chicken, it looks like, and it's dripping with lovely sauce. There's a nice close look at it. You can see it is nice, real muscle fibers of chicken chicken breast. That is very good. I think this chicken was probably in some kind of brine that really increased its salinity level. The chicken breast itself, it seems saltier than the sauce around it. It was nice and tender. It wasn't dry. It has no weird flavors of age or anything. I can actually still sort of taste some of that biscuit in the back of my mouth. It's not leaving. That stuff is really bad. The biscuit is awful. All right, I want to try some of this dressing. I might have put a little bit too much liquid in there because it's sort of mushy, but it does taste really nice. Tastes like Thanksgiving to me. That's good. Put a little bit of the sauce on that. If you would have actually left this dry and there was so much liquid in this, open that pouch up and pour your stuffing into the pouch. It would have absorbed all this liquid, and that would have been the best way to have this. If I ever have this meal again, that's definitely the way I'm going to do it. There's a bite with some stuffing and a little chicken in it and a little mushroom. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm absolutely loving this meal. This is so good. We'll take a little drink of our lemon drink here. That is a little strong. It does have a nice lemon flavor. I like that better than the little Crystal Light type packs that you get in the little packs of MRE lemonade. But I think we can water that down just a little bit. Try a bite of our PB&J open face. It's looking very nice. As a snack item, that really is perfect. The bread's dense, but not overly so. The peanut butter and jam complement each other perfectly. That's just really nice and so much better than a wheat snack bread ever thought of being. Try to absorb a little of this juice with our bread here. I think that'll be pretty tasty. And I most definitely want to put some pepper. It doesn't need salt. Pepper never hurts anything. Put a little black pepper on this. Put a little bit on that. And I definitely want to try this jalapeno sauce. Try this by itself first. We'll just put a little bit in the palm of my hand. You can see there it has a little bit of a greeny tinge to it. It's very vinegary sauce. It's not very hot at all. Maybe almost no spice whatsoever. But it tastes very good. Flavor heavy sauce as opposed to heat heavy. I think if you don't like hot food, you can still enjoy this sauce quite a bit. There wasn't very much in that pack at all. And it's not needed to make this good, but it helps, actually. It complements the flavor. The little vinegar kick gives you a little something different, which is nice. And there's our bread absorbing some of that sauce. This is an awesome, awesome MRE meal. With the exception of these biscuits, you would have no idea that this is as old as it is. It's held up very well. Let's try some of our applesauce. It's just normal, plain old applesauce, nothing special. And that's what it tastes like too. Nice and fresh. No problems with that. I cannot wait to devour the rest of this meal. This is very tasty. Canadian troops are obviously well taken care of. Just the addition of something as simple as a toothpick really makes your day a lot better, especially if you have something hung up in your tooth. Let's take a look at this moist towelette right fast. It is still moist. This is very similar to a US MRE moist towelette. Nowadays they do the little make it yourself moist towelette where you add water to it and then it hydrates. This one has a chemical smell, not really alcohol per se. It smells more soapy or maybe like a Windex type smell. Now let's check out our Canadian gum. Maybe this will finally help me forget that. Those biscuits are really not fit to even feed to a dog. I might throw them out in the yard and let the birds peck at them, I guess. It's a little chiclet style gum, still nice and soft. It's a peppermint, and this reminds me pretty much exactly of a US MRE peppermint gum. Very nice. And on top of the gum, they also give you a sweet. The green ones, I think, are spearmint. Give a little taste of that. This is the kind of thing that if exposed to heat, it'll melt in the pack, and it shows no sign of melting, so this was obviously stored pretty well. Just sugary and slightly minty. Kind of chewy once you get to chewing on it, and it starts sort of melting and dissolving. Not bad, just a nice little add-on item. All right, guys, well, that was my very first IMP. Supper menu number 2. This was an excellent meal. I'm so glad I got to try this out. I'm looking forward to doing more IMPs in the future, hopefully, because they are very high quality and delicious. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate all the viewers out there. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you very much. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe because I have more content on the way. Share it with your friends, comment, rate, all that stuff, and we'll catch you in the next video. See you guys. Peace.